Good evening. I hope everyone's evening is nice. Welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the think show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so called African American didn't find his way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous One. And, you know, lately this term black has been thrown around. I mean, a lot of us wear that name like a badge of honor, like it's something to stand up for and be about. And all that it does, every time you see it, it loses. What's good has came out of blackness? I mean, serious answer. Because we like to take words that other people come up with and try to make them fit ourselves. Why? I I have no idea. You can just look at the names of the towns, the cities that your folks come from, and those names alone will let you know that you didn't come from no flat, not mean nothing word. Yet, many of us wear like it's a badge of honor. So, so we just gonna go through this last time, because I know there's a lot of new people coming in, and maybe you don't understand what I say sometime. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just like, God damn, you don't see this? You don't see that you have a penis to walk up to a tree or a receptacle that's going to take it away and urinate in that? I mean, nobody's taught you that. Nobody's taught you how to use the bathroom. And when it comes to the African American, the answer is no. We like to pretend like we teaching our kids something, but shows that it's not even happening. We look at ourselves from too many directions. No cooperation. Everything has to be, hello, everybody. And thank you guys for joining me tonight. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks. When we get caught up, you see what the African American, Black, Negro, colored is, you guys got to understand. They have no days to mark time. They always go with somebody else's, right? If I'm wrong, somebody tell me I'm wrong. The African American has no calendar. Like it's an Indian calendar, it's a Chinese calendar, it's an Arab calendar, it's a Gregorian calendar. Where is the African Americans calendar? Where's the African Americans capsule where they capture time to track their history? What is that? What are the African Americans? They have months, right? They have days, right? The African American makes days. Or do they follow what somebody else tell them day it is? You got to understand that. See, you can't go to a deer and say, yo, dude, it's Thursday. You can't go to a bird and tell them, meet me here on Sunday. Because they have their own space and time. The indigenous people of America used to have their own space and time too. Other people saw that was valuable and decided to take it from you. Well, they didn't do much taking. You just happily gave it away, didn't you? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. See, when you tell the truth, you'll spend your time trying not to do that dumb shit no more. So we're going to jump into this because I don't want to waste time. You know me. Boom. This comes from this is a a web page called Etymology Online Etymology Dictionary. And why the etymology, and I'll show you this, and there are certain people out there that teaches this type stuff too. So when you're listening to people get the diamonds they drop, because a lot of diamonds are being dropped, but you have to apply them to yourselves. It's not what nobody gives you or you buy from somebody. It's what's given to you because you are what you are, what everybody recognizes and takes from you. One of the ways they take it is the language. Remember, we're not speaking indigenous people language. You want to hear indigenous people language? Go sit down, don't make no noise, cut off the TV and all that. I say go outside, put your feet on the ground. That'll make it that much louder. See, we use our ears, we blow them out, right? Blasting the music, listening to sounds that are mimicking music. We're cool with that, right? It's my music. Mm-hmm. No instruments. Nothing that nobody made. None of that. Nothing that nobody practiced on for countless hours. None of that. So when we were in school, one of the things that we used to have to do is we'd have a spelling test. I don't know how it goes now. I don't know how it's been going for a long time. But what we would do in school, you're going to have a spelling test. Then you're going to have a definition test. You got to give a definition. You got to write the word down and write the definition next to it. This is the education we get. This is what we said. We can teach. As a matter of fact, the kids can teach themselves this. But we're sending them to be mind fucked again. Like you were. Like I was. Right? We keep doing it. Yeah, I don't know why. And we don't blame nobody. This is on us. I can't come teach your kids nothing. You would tell boss. So with all of this stuff going on, you're wondering why we're in the position that we're in. Because we don't do what we say. We always do what somebody else say. We don't, we don't look out for ourselves. We look out for other people before we look out for ourselves, right? That's how the African American, that's the only thing they're living for. Tell me I'm lying. What you call the African American, what you call the black, what you call the Negro, what you call the colored. Come on, y'all give me some numbers. Let me see what y'all talking about. What percentage of people who call themselves that you think take their energy and give it to somebody else for something that doesn't even move? Isn't that what the so-called African American does? All these people want to be you. They want your energy. They talk like you. I know many of you guys have seen that video where it was a group of Mexicans and a group of Filipino boys. You're right. I mean, damn. 97%. We give our energy, which is movement, which is energy in motion, to get something. Soon as you put your hands on it, it starts to depreciate. The African American Negro, that's all he knows. Right? That's the only reason you're living. Amen. Come on. Come on. Ain't that what we do? Hmm? Never think for yourself. Never think out how we gonna make it for these kids, how we gonna make it better. Whatever you say, boss, that's what the black man does. And I'm gonna show you that tonight. So if you got your kids nearby, let them come listen to this, because this is something they'll like to do. So, like I said, when we was in school, we would write the word down, write the definition down, come back and take a test. So if the word was car, we would write CAR and what a car was, right? But in other cultures, and look at this when you look at the dictionary, whenever you're looking through the dictionary, you're going to see the word in brackets. What the word in brackets, and look at this when you're looking at the dictionary. The words in brackets mean this is the etymology of the word, the history. Now, this is how it was given to me in school. I don't know how it's done now. You get the history of the word. Anybody got a dictionary, pull it out. It'll say car, what a car is. Well, but then when you go down into the definition, you'll see the same word in brackets. That means you're about to learn the etymology, the history of the word, how it came, when did they start using it? Where did they start using it? How was it used? So these terms that we like to get caught up in, these words we really? If you just look at some of the cities, if you just look at the names of some of the cities in America, oh, with the word game we wasn't playing, when you're speaking your own language, of course. The African American doesn't have a language. What kind of people, natural people, indigenous people on the planet speak a foreign tongue and don't even care about his? We think we can take other people's word and shape them and transmogrify them into words that we come up with. And you always lose with it because it's not you. It's somebody else. So this is the word game. So you see the word black is an adjective. What's an adjective? I mean, our 4-year-old should know this. What's an adjective? A phrase giving an attribute to a person, and it's done to describe it. So when you look at the word black, it's just this is their word. Check out how it came into being. Old English, black. And I would advise some of you guys to go back and look at some of those books. See how that A and that E is together? See, a lot of their writing is like this. It had to be changed so you can understand it, because you would just, make it, plain and simple. These words remember, these people were grunting. Black. That's how they used to say it. Black. These are one-syllable words. How does a extra-dimensional people survive on one-syllable words? What you call the African American, that's all they know. That's all they know. So let's take it. Let's take a look at this word black, because I'm gonna show you how much damage it's done to us. And what's embarrassing about it, we kind of get an attitude, stick our chests out. And this is what we're giving our children. Check this shit out. Old English, black. My first question is, who's from Old English? So you see, when brothers say that word, dude, what do you say? And what you call the Negro never says nothing. He barely opens his mouth. 2022. And then when he does open his mouth, it's normally something stupid. So let's just go into this word. We're gonna skip a lot of this, because a lot of this, most of you guys already know. But just check out how this word is used, how we use it. We use it like we came up with the word ourselves. Seriously, check this out. Old English, black, absolutely dark. Now, check out the word dark, the etymology of the word dark. Then check out all these scary movies they be coming up with. You'll get it. Absorbing all light, the color of soot. Listen, the color, one more time, because see, I didn't see it. I forgot. We'll come up with that kind of shit. The color of soot or coal. Question. And come in the chat. You know what? I'll put the link in the chat, because I know it's going to be some of us who is the color of soot or coal? I'll wait for a comment in the chat. Who is the color of soot or coal? Hawkeye, you absolutely right, brother. But we don't even have our own banks. We're in their financial system. Where's ours? I'm talking about money. I'm talking about tangible. As a group of people, we feel good not knowing that. You don't think these kids is asking, well, why are all these Asians coming over here and I'm going to college? I don't have a car, but these Asians are driving BMW, SUVs and stuff. How come we don't have it like that? What you think the parents say? How are people from other nations coming over here pimping you like this? Explain it. Because while other people are pimping you, your ministers will pimp you too. They're supposed to be giving you something. They give you a kick in the ass and you empty your wallet in their place. This is where we at. Who is the color of soot or coal? Now, that's a funny name, Hotep. The Hoteps. And when you're talking to these guys, ask them to tell you about what they're talking about. Just don't let some idiot come telling you some shit and he don't know what he's talking about. Because that's how most Negroes do. Right? They only can tell you what somebody told them, because they don't ever put no thought into nothing. Right? See, these are some realities we got to come to grips with. You look mighty dumb. This is what we used to do. I mean, everybody. You can't go to none of these countries and do what they're doing in your country. Amen? Ain't that how we do it? Who's the color of soot or coal? Nobody. So why do we call ourselves black? Let's keep going. Why do we call ourselves black? When you ask that question, this is the next thing. When you ask them who's the color of soot or coal, I don't know. Then they'll say, "Oh man, this is the culture, the black culture." So let's just keep that in mind. Let's keep going. Proto-Germanic, Germanic, Norse, Old High German, Dutch, Greek, Latin. Are any of those your people? Are any of those your great great grandmother? Come on. Like I say, you will put black queen. Don't even know if you, I mean, do queen in this etymology search. You'll feel like an ass for what these words mean. That's why I say what you say. And of course, the Negro never says nothing. They'll never have nothing to say, intelligent to say. Seriously. And of course, because I know like, no, you got some, baby. Just the people who know what's happening right now, if they were in the same city, that city wouldn't look the same. The problem is we're so spread out and other people are filling in those gaps. That's why a lot of brothers say, a lot of brothers I talk to older than me, and I'm the dumb one. You might as well forget it. This is what most of them are saying. It's already too late. And getting with these brothers and asking them questions, and I'm like, well, how do you know it's over? Dude, your men want to be women. I'm like, yeah, man, but that's a minuscule amount. And I was telling them what I think you're seeing. You're just seeing it's just how it's put on TV. It's kind of made to look bigger than it is. Because I mean, I don't know no brothers that would pick a man over a woman. I don't know none. Or what, I'm a bad person. I'm hurting somebody's feelings. Really? The same root produced Old English black, bright, shiny, glittering, or pale. Now, so the people who read this, so when they read that, see, it means bright, shiny, glittery, or pale. Because they see a word that they think means something, and they only, dude. That's why the word shine is used on you in the old days. Because that's all you do is just open, smile, yalla boss. So you were called to shine. There is nothing more variable than the signification of words designating color. I'll read that one more time. There is nothing more variable, which means it can move it either way, up and down, sideways, back and forth, round in circles, than the signification, what the word means, of words designating color. You have to be black. Because remember, black can't move. Black is nothing. If you had a baby, It's like the brother's picture, you know, advertising the program. It's like the brother's picture. If the brother on the right, you that would be a monster to you. If your baby came out of his mama like that, that would be a monster to you. Now, of course, they have Negro. That mean he God. Yeah, yeah. The Old English word for black was swart. In medieval England, or I don't know if that's just medieval Old English. You know, I don't know all that. It is often doubtful whether black means black, dark, pale, colorless, wan, livid, used of dark skinned people in Old English. Are you the people who were in Old English? Of coffee with nothing added. Black drop was a liquid preparation of opium used medicinally. Black fly was used of various insects, especially an annoying pest of the northern American woods, called the flies black fly. Black Prince is a nickname of the eldest of Edward III, as attested in 1560. The exact signification is uncertain. What is it? What does any of this have to do with you? And here's another thing. What were your people calling themselves in 1823? What were your people referring to themselves as in 1796? Now, when I say your people, I'm talking about, from which you sprang, your mother, grandmother, great grandmother, great great grandmother, grandfather, great grandfather, those people. Who were they? And did they call themselves Black Drop? Or did they have names and titles that they themselves came up with so they can move around this world in the way that they did? Matter of fact, a way so cool, the world wanted to come over and learn it, right? Meaning fierce, terrible, wicked. From the late 14th century, the figurative senses often come from the notion of without light, moral or spiritual. It's very important. Very important. Why? Because in their culture, they teach you to seek the light. They always have the light, to see what's ahead of them. Columbia has a light over her head to lead the people this way. You call in this is what they teach their children. You know what you teach your kids? You don't have no light. Don't you? This is what we teach. And then you notice the energy we put behind it, the vitriol we put, black power. Black power got the shit slapped out of them, didn't it? But you try to talk like it was something that won. No, it was some elderly people sending their children out to get slaughtered. Right, wrong. Come on, make it make sense. Got to tell these kids this now so they won't make the same dumbass mistakes later. Ain't that what happened? Didn't you send James Brown over to Africa to sing I'm Black and Proud with a perm in his head? Didn't you Negroes do that? Come on, don't lie. Come on, tell the truth. Right? That's what we did. Happy jumping up and down. Wee! This is what the Negro does today. Meaning fierce, terrible, wicked. This all encompasses the word black. This is what the term, ask the people who call themselves black, foundational black Americans. See stupid shit like that. And shit, many people getting paid tomorrow are gonna send their whole check to Cat. Aren't you? That's what we do. We can't wait to take what we gave our energy for, energy and motion, to somebody for what they gonna give you is not gonna make nothing significant in your life. You trade your energy for that. That's what black people do. And a slap the shit out of if you tell them not to do it. No, don't tell them not to do it. Explain to them how much better if the energy he put out, he put it within himself, on himself. Something we don't even talk about. I've seen brothers get into fights with it over nothing because they didn't know how to communicate. They don't know how to talk. They don't even know how to talk. Most of the time when you see black people talking, they're lying, right? And that's what your pastors do, right? Huh? Didn't you just have two of your biggest pastors come tell you that they was bullshitting you about the whole money thing, prosperity? Didn't they tell you that? They said it because we were too dumb to figure it out ourselves. When it comes to morality and spiritual, we no clue. No clue. None. Latin Niger had many of the same figurative senses: gloomy, unlucky, bad, wicked, malicious. This is what you train your kids to think of themselves. Black queen, black king. Don't even know what a king is. So we'll take what somebody tell us a king is, not to what the people say. The people hate the king because the king makes them slaves, take all their shit, levy taxes on them. The black man, he cool with that. Aren't you? Tell the truth. Come on. See, if you tell the truth, you probably won't do it again. The metaphoric use of the Greek word melas, I don't know, I think somebody tried to get a word out of that. Melanin, I don't know. However, tended to reflect the notion of shrouded in darkness, overcast. In English, it has been the color of sin and sorrow, at least the 1300s. The sense of with dark purposes malignant emerged in the 1580s. In black art, necromancy, you know what that is, right? Having sex with dead people. This is how you refer to yourself as. This is what, when they ask you a question on a job application, you mark that, don't you? Right? Tee-hee. Ain't that what you do? Huh? Black flag, flown especially by pirates as a signal of no mercy. Yeah, that's what these guys look like when I see them walking up and down the street. Just mad, mean mugging everybody. Who taught you that? Who taught you to always have a frown on your face? NWA. Yeah. You see how I'm talking about we worship bullshit. Don't we? Worship it. Say something about one of these entertainers. Say something about one of these cats will scratch your eyeballs out. And when you expect for them or ask them to explain why they feel like that. I ain't got to tell you shit. What is that? What is that worship? That's that Jim Jones kind of worship, you know? Um, Black belt is from 1870 in reference to district extending across the U.S. South with heaviest African population. All signs in reference, also sometimes in reference to the fertility of the soil. That's what it's called, Black belt. What African population? What African population? Since we don't know who we are, somebody can come tell you everything. Also, sometimes in reference to the fertility of the soil. It is attested from 1913 in a judo sense. A Black Power is from 1966, associated with Stokely Carmichael. Stokely Carmichael was the cat that when this African thing came out, he said 300 million Africans were lost in the Middle Passage. So I asked him, and this is what you do. You ask questions. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because you may be teaching the person who's speaking something. So he said 300 million people. I said 300 million people. I go, well, how are they able to recover so fast and be one of the largest populations in the world? Next thing I knew, it dropped down to like 100 million. This is what I'm saying, guys. Y'all got to start asking questions, because people tell you stuff. All it is to confuse you. What do you say? And that's why you got to listen to your people. Everybody knows it ain't no death. You are on the inside. You are not your fingers. You are not your hair. You are not your mustache. You are not your bra size. That's not you. You're on 180 degrees of that. You're hearing my voice. Your ears aren't. Your ears are just amplifying what goes on out here. When you don't know that, and when you call yourself by all these terms that other people came up with, you're going to be in bad shape, because you are directing yourselves which way to go. You get what I'm saying? You always calling yourself black. You always going to do black shit. I mean, I hope does that make sense? I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's like take it like you're walking your dog. Your dog is you, what you see in the mirror. Your nose, your lips, your eyes, your ears, your hair. That's your dog. You behind him is that you on the inside. When you got to take a shit, you got to take a shit, no matter who's talking. You excuse yourself. Right? When you have to go pee, you can't hold it. Carrie can't hold it. I can't stand up and look cool. I just piss myself. So these words that are used, and these words are weaponized against us. And so we get so animated and emotional, wrapped up into these words, we can't hear nothing else. Everything I just told you now, could you seriously keep going around in life referring to yourself as that? The average person? No. No. So, when you hear the Accomack Guardian on here, and she uses words sometimes that her people use, which is very important, because it gives you like when you dancing and you really in the groove, you're kind of not, like where we are sitting and listening now, you're in a whole nother space. If you ever get a chance to go to and see indigenous people dance, one of the things you want to do is look at their feet. Get in the middle of the dance floor and look at their feet, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a whole nother zone. These are things that we used to do all the time. We don't do it no more. But anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and kill this word black. And I just want to show you one more, just a couple of more things, and then we gonna wrap it up. Check this out. Now, one of the things that you'll see, you're starting to see a lot of Africans coming over here, and they have something to say. Now, I know the African American, many Black folks, they think Africans are like, there's Jesus, then Africans. That's how Negroes think with it. But I want to read an article from, this article is from 2006. This article is 16 years old. Check out what this cat says about the word black. Now, he's an African, so according to how the word black is used, wouldn't he know about it more than the Negroes over here? So this cat asks, why is black always a bad word? Recently, it was discovered that the U.S. has set up covert prisons and interrogation sites for terrorist suspects in remote areas around the world. These sites were called black sites. Why black? Mainstream white America has a long history of giving blackness evil, unhealthy, hostile, morbid representation. Tyron Lou, welcome, brother.
What up, Kerry? What up?
What's happening, man?
Yeah, this is a good build. I'm just chilling, listening.
Oh, cool. Well, man, thanks for joining us, man. Cool. You had something you wanted to add?
Yeah, we shouldn't be using these labels and understand them because we literally are brainwashed to think that our brown flesh is Africa black. Like I can show somebody a picture of something brown and I can pull out something black and I say, which one matches your flesh tone? And they'll literally say, oh, my skin is black. Oh, and they'll point at the brown color, but say in the same breath, my skin is Africa black.
So what is that? I mean, seriously. I mean, because it sounds like it really sounds like a mind fuck to me. What is that? Because I do the same thing. I will say, well, brother, if you black, what color is your hair? And
their hair ain't even really black; it's brunette.
I mean, okay, but it's closer to that than he is.
Or yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I mean, and it's really some people who can't even figure that out. And I'm like, there's no way,
Yeah. Matter of fact, nothing in nature is really the color black or white. It's a different shade of brown.
Right. And so, brother, I don't know, and what I see and what really ticks me off is what, you're teaching these children they're that,
Yeah.
You're teaching their children there. And so when you listen to other people say the word black, they don't say it in a nice way. I mean, you can tell by the way they say it, they got some bad intentions behind it, you
Yeah,
know?
and here's the silly thing about that shit because what doesn't make sense, like we know all about the story of the Buffalo Soldiers, right? They allegedly are quote unquote black people and allegedly got their name from Cheyenne calling them Tatanka, but there's no evidence behind that. But down here in the South, you got like the Cherokee, you got the Muskogee, you got the Chickasaw, the Choctaw. They never use the in their language to describe a foreign brown people as black in their own tongue. It is only until Europeans came in and started saying that, oh, these people, look at this, people are red, yellow, brown, and white. They never use in their own historical language to describe people with nappy hair and dark brown skin as black in their own language because the word black never existed in their language prior colonization.
Well, brother, long as we got people like you who can see and you can talk to other people and you can question stuff and you can ask other people things and you can keep learning, learn as much as you can, man. Question everything.
Yeah. Like, for example, Cherokee language, they use the word guff nigga to describe the color black. In their indigenous language, they use the word wodige to describe the color brown. And to describe people as colors, they use the word ani unaga to describe Europeans being white or closest to pale color.
Yeah, brother, sounds like you've been doing some knee-deep studying. That's good.
Yeah, and it coincides with my show that's coming out called The Mound House. It's going to teach Black Americans how to read and write and speak in the Indigenous American language.
Okay, well, why don't you just give out the information of when that's going to be and you know how people can get to it?
It's in the works, but we will have a product ready real soon.
All right, brother. Well, we're going to talk to you when the product is ready, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Hey,
brother.
matter of fact, Carrie, you seen the product already at Lisa's event last year.
All right, well,
So you know it's in the works.
all right, well, put it in the works. You know, you say it, you got to have it ready for people, man.
Yeah.
Okay, brother. Thanks a lot for calling in.
All right.
Okay, so back to what we was doing to get this this word black. So mainstream white America has a long history of giving blackness evil, unhealthy, hostile, and morbid representations. So like I was saying earlier, when they use that term, when other people use that term, that's how they sound by using it. They giving it that evil. It's not nothing cool about it. And it's definitely hostile. You know what I mean? It's unhealthy. It's a morbid representation. They not feeling you. You know, black isn't an enduring term. Black isn't something that you would call your babies. Black isn't something that you would call your mama. The so-called African American, Negro, black, colored. That word is like God to them. And they don't even know what it means. Don't even care. And remember, this is an African writing this. Any child with basic reading skills can find easily any American dictionary calculated in multiple uses for the term black in ways that are peculiar and unfriendly. Consider black market, black list, black eye, black out, black box, black move, black magic, black death, black sheep, black face, black hand, black head, black hole, black shirt, black male, black ball, black mark. The list goes on and on. We haven't even, as a group of people, start telling everybody we don't even We look for that box to check. And there's nothing black about you. So that's what gets me is there's nothing black about you, yet you got this emotional tie to this word. Why? People of African descent should learn to avoid using these long standing, dispiriting, and denigrating symbols. Black scholars of the English language should start a campaign for the removal of these negative uses and standard dictionaries. I'm sorry, don't they call it historically black colleges and university? Ain't that what we do? We done kicked our own asses into the ground. Other nations are coming over, taking the colleges that your forefathers built. And you cool with it. But you get mad when anytime the truth is spoken. This term black, any of these terms that we use, doesn't represent us. And if you know anything about words and the vibrations of words and what those words do and how those words work and how words are used, don't you think it's about time that we change up the language, how we talk, how we communicate with each other? Because that's one of the reasons why we have communication problems. You don't even speak your language. And the majority really don't care. I mean, let's be honest about it. Because a lot of times something to be said, and instead of talking on it and trying to figure it out so somebody else can pick it up, we'll start a fight over something that you didn't even create. So, one of the things that jump out is, these terms we didn't even come up with ourselves. Isn't that weird? We take something that we didn't create and we'll give our life for it. That's what the Negro does. The Negro go fight in the war that don't have nothing to do with them. In the Filipino, who was that told you that? Who was the Vietnamese? Huh? Dude, what? Huh? You don't have nothing better to do than fight another man's war? That's how the Negro behaves to this day. If you could get all of the energy from San Diego up north to Seattle, across the north to Bangor, Maine, down the East Coast to Miami, Florida, back over to San Diego, all that energy that the Negro, Black, African American, colored, all that energy, what could you do if you could do something tangible with that? What could you do? What could you do with all that energy for the past 50 years? That's what we give away. In return, we get things that depreciate, while that energy that they captured over the past 50 years still moving. Ask Henrietta Lacks. Somebody sent me something today, and this is going to hurt a lot of you guys' feeling. I don't mean to, but this is what I'm saying. This is what we support. This is what we do. And we're really, and so when Africans start dogging you, How do you think you look? These are the people you say are your mamas and daddies. You won't, you won't even call your mama her. You will go over there and say that's your mama, won't you? Yeah. Check out what I picked up today. Somebody sent, somebody sent to me. It's well, what's the cat name? Ming Slade, Ming Slide. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Tariq Nasheed gets triggered by Africans telling the truth about black people complaining in America. So this is what I mean, y'all. And this is what you guys got to understand. This is how bad this shit is going. Africans, check this out. This is the position we put ourselves in. And tell me if I'm lying. Tell me if our kids should know this. Tell me if our children should know this. You have Africans coming over here gloating about the black Americans won't take the opportunities that this is what the Africans are doing. And my question is, dude, I mean, China's running y'all roughshod and you over somewhere else trying to get a job. Now, these are what African Americans say they are their foreparents. Look how twisted we are. Won't look at it, won't question it, won't ask your mama, won't ask your grandmama, well, damn, mama, where are folks from? Won't do that. We'll drive by the cities every day. We'll drive through the counties every day. But you say later for your folks, you want to be the children of somebody else. Knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. These people are out here teaching our children to be dumb. These people out here teaching your children, you, to be dumb. So dumb that the people that they say they come from is calling them stupid. And it'll just go over our head. I didn't see it. I don't know. And that's how we get down with it. This is the kind of stuff all these cats teaching you all this bullshit. I mean, wouldn't you simply, I mean, wouldn't it, so when you ask a Nigerian, hey, where are you from in Nigeria? And he'll tell you the place in Nigeria he comes from, and he'll tell you the people who's there. The African American don't do that. He'll just tell you Africa and be happy with that. Won't know nothing else about it. Nothing. Is not taught nothing about it. They just teach you that you're from another land. You're not from here. Step out of the way. We're coming in. And it's been going on so long now. You know, like a lot of brothers say, they don't think the Negro will ever get out of it. Ever. Because you've been shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, doing shit that, I mean, damn. And expecting a pat on the back because the people are too dumb to understand it. But you pat yourself on the back. That's those ministers and all those people who can see through it, people who can think, people who can ask questions. I'm like the sister said, what, 97% don't? What if you took the energy that the 97% gave, took all that energy out of everything you do for everybody else? What would happen? I want you to think about that. And we're going to come back tomorrow and finish up part 2 of this conversation. Because there's a lot more, but I don't like to go too long because I know everybody got to do their thing the weekend coming up. So listen, thanks for hanging out with us. And remember, please go by AfricanAmericans.com. That's AAA. That's AAAin't.com. Support us because we're here to support your mind. Make sure that you're thinking right, questioning. I mean, damn, our children can't keep going through what we've been going through. They got to have answers. And if you don't give it to them, if we don't give it to them, they ain't going to get it. So listen, I'm going to check you guys out tomorrow. You guys have a prosperous day tomorrow. Good vibes, everybody. And we'll see you soon. Peace.